Gamers, I am not joking or clickbaiting when I say this at all, but Veritys Brow might be one of, if not the strongest exotic to use for Onslaught. Running this with another teammate can take advantage of its extra trait, which is so strong. And you'll be getting grenades pretty much every single second that will also be doing nuclear damage to enemies if you're at ×5 stacks of death rows. Now, the only thing though is of course you are going to need to be running this with at least one other teammate to take advantage of its insane potential. So first, let's go over Veritys Brow. Its intrinsic trait states weapon final blows with a damage type matching your subclass grants death throws, which provides a grenade damage bonus and grants grenade energy. Death throws will grant a 50% additional base grenade recharge rate and will increase the damage of each grenade by 20%, stacking up to 100% at ×5 death throws. But that isn't all. It also has a second part of the trait where when you have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain increased grenade regen for a short period, and the regen is absolutely insane, as you can see from the gameplay, granting me and my buddy just infinite grenades. Now, the buff for that is actually called Field of Flames, and works for allies within 20 meters, granting a 10 times multiplier grenade recharge rate that will be added on top of all other ability regen buffs. Sounds pretty crazy, right? Now, how you keep the cycle going is that you and a teammate just need to get a kill really every 5 to 10 seconds just to make sure that you have death throws up so you can just spam grenades constantly. And since you're actually buffing your ally's grenade recharge, he will be doing the same to you, so you guys are just going to be funding that constant grenade energy back and forth, allowing you to kind of cycle this infinite grenade spam. So to kind of simplify this, 1. Both you and your ally get a kill with a solar weapon to activate death throws. 2. You both throw your fusion grenades. 3. Then you will both give each other Field of Flames and can start spamming grenades. And then lastly, 4. Make sure to keep getting solar weapon kills to keep death throws up. That's literally it, just 4 simple steps. There isn't really that much to it. Now, can it be annoying to keep it up at times? Yes, for sure, it can be very annoying. But there are so many enemies in Onslaught that it's extremely easy for both you and a teammate to pretty much keep this up at like all times during ad, clear phases, and even boss phases. I mean, me and my buddy were using a machine gun during the damage phases just to kill ads so we could just keep spamming grenades, and we're able to clear wave 50 boss with ease just doing that. So for the build, we're going to be on Solar Warlock using Well, with the abilities Phoenix Dive, Celestial Fire, and then a Fusion Grenade, with the aspects Touch of Flame to give our Fusion Grenades double explosions for double the damage, and Icarus Dash for movement, but hey, if you prefer Heat Rises for the heals, then go right ahead. Now the fragments used are going to be Ember of Singeing to grant us class ability regen on scorching enemies, then Ember of Benevolence to give us another ability regen from applying solar buffs to allies. So when using Phoenix Dive on allies, you will get another 400% ability regen buff, allowing you to cycle more nades even faster. And then you're going to have Ember of Resolve for cure on grenade final blows, and lastly, of course, Ember of Ashes for more scorch stacks. Now the mods used for this build for the most part aren't really that important, but rocking double ashes to assets on the helmet are massive for getting well back very quickly. Sometimes I've seen even faster than Phoenix Protocol can. Now, if you do not have enough mod slots for 2 Ashes assets, that's okay, but you definitely need to run 1 with this build if you want to be cycling in wells more often. The rest of the mods can be personal choice, but I would definitely run Solar Surges to help get kills in later waves to keep up death throws since enemies get a lot tankier. Also, the stat distribution you want to get on this is going to be 100 Discipline and then 100 Resilience. It's important to have max discipline because just like with Sunbracers, you'll get grenades even faster the higher discipline stat is at. So the weapons used for this build is really any special you prefer in the kinetic slot. I was using a lot of Succession, but you can use a Blinding GL, Mountaintop since it's just re-released, or really whatever you prefer. In the energy slot, we're going to be using Sunshot because it's a solar weapon, so it will synergize with Veritys and with this build very well. It's also just, insane for ad clear, and when you add that in also with the seasonal mods, it gets even better. Now in the heavy slot, I'm going to be using Fixed Odds since we really don't even need to use rockets since our grenades are nuclear bombs themselves, so I can just kind of kill ads during boss phases from range since the machine guns will just shred through everything, but feel free to use whatever you like in the heavy slot. This Veritys build has always been one of my favorites of all time, but has never just had the proper place to shine, since most activities have lower amounts of enemies, but in Onslaught, this thing thrives. and is now my buddy and I's favorite build to use when we play because it just destroys everything and makes Legend up to 50 just feel like easy mode, honestly. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this build. I know it's not really one you can utilize solo, which I guess can be annoying, but if you do have a friend or two that would be interested in running it with, man, this is absolutely worth it. It just cooks everything. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!